T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, coolest reptile network in the world, episode 482. Trap Talk with Antoine Hood of High Desert Pythons. Round 2 101 with my boy tonight, and I'm excited. But what's good, everyone? I'm your boy MJ. Hope you're having a great week. Thursday nights belong to the trap. We all know this. This is your first time hanging out. Welcome. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Let's get the likes up for Antoine right now. This man deserves all the likes he can get. But also hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, select all. You'll be reminded of all Trap Talk Reptile Network episodes being submitted off this channel. You can also listen to all these segments, all these episodes, on all the major audio platforms: Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Thank you. Wherever you listen to Trap Talk Reptile Network, really means a lot. If you're looking for exclusive content, if you want to tap yourself in with some amazing reptile keepers, some of the best I've ever met, hands down. Over 200 reptile amazing keepers are part of the Trap Talk Patreon family. So come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Very first link you see in the description below. As soon as you join the Trap Talk Patreon family, you get it connected to the Discord, which is over 200 trappers, like I said, and there's an amazing Instagram group chat that is cracking 24/7. We have global trappers. It's the best way to connect yourself. If you're just coming into the game and you don't really know who's who, come mess with the trappers. Come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. And Patreon members, you guys are my heart. I love you guys. Cannot wait. So much to come. So many details to be dropped for Trap Fest 2024. So just be ready. Join the Patreon family to get all details on that. Also, please go support US ARC. Second link in the description below. If you don't know what US ARC is, just go to usarc.org, become a member as low as $5, especially if you keep reptiles. This is all about protecting our animal rights. Shout out to Phil Goss. Shout out to the entire US ARC family. Anyone who's associated with US ARC, thank you so much. See the top. It's amazing. US ARC Florida, also very crucial, very important to support. All right. I also want to say tonight's episode is brought to you by TOFAUTI Royals of Africa. My man, TJ, killing it in the Mandarin game. Real Mandarin, may I add, okay? Not faking it. This is like the Louis Vuitton when it comes to Mandarin, the real deal Holyfield, all right? Also has amazing other projects in the works. Go to TOFAUTI Royals of Africa on Instagram. Go give him a follow, all right? You could also go to TOFAUTIRoyalsstore.com. I'm sorry, TOFAUTIRoyals.store and go to his store, see what he has available as far as animals go. And he's also on MORPH Market. All right. So thank you, TJ, for your love and support. Really means a lot. 3 years running with my man, TJ. And he's a real one, man. Shout out to my boy. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by Clutch, #1 ball python organization app in the game. All right. Start off fresh, start up right. If you're just coming into this game and you're starting to collect some ball pythons, man, establish yourself, organize yourself with Clutch, because it makes you look very player, and it's the cutting edge of organizing apps for keeping your ball pythons. And I cannot wait someday to get some green tree python, stuff in there, because that's, we'll talk about that tonight, because I heard Antoine has the itch for some chondros, and we're gonna be talking a lot about chondros probably. Anyways. Thank you, Clutch. Thank you to the entire Clutch team and family. You guys are amazing for your support. And yeah, thank you. What you see behind me in my focus cube habitats are my chondros and my emerald tree boas. And they are sitting on their David Brom design perch from the Reptile Perch. Go to reptileperch.com if you are in the market of getting some legit PVC design purchase. All right. When it comes to cleaning these things and keeping these things legit, this is the way to go. All right. He also has amazing purchase for your neonates that go inside tubs. My man, David Brom's also killing it in the chondro game. I believe he has 4 confirmed clutches on the ground. Could be 5. Should probably update that. But anyways, if you go to the reptileperch.com, you can also see what he has available chondro-wise. Okay. He's my guy right here, man. Shout out to David Brom's. Looking forward to bringing him back to the trap. And thank you also anyone out there who's gone to David Brom's and purchased a PVC perch. Amazing stuff, right? Last but not least, shout out to the COCO dude over at the Chipper. All right, the chipper.com, COCODude.com, the Chipper substrate. All right, I use COCO to go. That's my choice of substrate. But I can tell you what, anything you order from COCODude.com, if you put in TrapFam24 in the promo code, you will get 24% off the entire ear. Anytime you order something, 24% off. All right. Thank you so much to the COCO Dude. All right. COCODude.com. All these links to my sponsors are in the description below. All right. You can also hit up these sponsors directly on Instagram. They're very awesome people. Let them know that the Trap sent you. They'll take extra care of you. I love all my sponsors. Go hit them up. But early birds, dude, I hope I have some OGs in the live chats tonight because my man Antoine and I go back very far. All right. And we have a lot to talk about. First and foremost, I can't believe it's been this long since I've had a one-on-one with Antoine. You know, he's come back with Jacob and some other hitters, but it's not the same when it's just me and him. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Antoine, he lets it loose sometimes. Shout out to Bod Exotics, homie Jeremy over in Florida. Bod Exotic Reptiles in the building. What is good? By the way, if you're in the live chats tonight, if you think tonight's episode is worth any super chats, all right, 99 cents all the way to whatever you want, man, because I'm donating all this to US ARC at the end of the month. All the segments do that here. So please don't be shy with the super chats. Let's go. Shout out to Boz Exotic. Shout out to my man, my day one right here, Ethan Hatchery, the homie Brian, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Willie B Exotics in the building. What's up, Willie B? Appreciate you so much. The Serpent Smiths, the homie Dennis, my man. I am waiting for Dimson and to go shoot again. That's a fact. My coaching in when it comes to shooting, it's my dog right here, day one. Dennis from the Serpent Smiths. Go give him a follow right now. Go tap into his DG game. Not to be slept on. KJU Exotics, or excuse me, KJU Constrictors in the building. What is up? Thanks for tapping in. Dwight the Pied Man, or Pie Man. What's up, Dwight? Better hope Chad doesn't come in here because he's anti-pied. Appreciate you being here, Dwight. Royal Serpents in the building. What's up, Royal Serpents? Thanks for tapping in. 1776 Exotics. Big Mike in the building. OG Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Eric's Morph Factory, the first V-Unit family member in the building. No, I take that back. Ethan Hatchery's here too. But shout out to the V-Unit family all day, every day. Appreciate you guys. I'm rocking with you guys. That's a fact. Jamie, Rising Phoenix Reptiles. What is up, Jamie? Thanks for tapping in. Matt B in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Colorfully Vulgar. What is up? Thanks for tapping in. Manuel Noriega. Is that the homie Noriega? Oh, that's the homie right here. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Go tap in with the homie Noriega. Thanks for tapping in, player. Big D Balls and Exotics. The PNW's finest right here, man. Trap Talk Patreon member also. What an honor. This guy's been an OG Trap Talk Patreon member too. I want to say from like the very beginning days. And to have a real one like this support you for so long like that, speechless. Dylan, thank you so much. You're my brother, bro. And I hope Dax is doing good. Daxter is, I can't wait to hang out with him and Leo. They get to meet. Man, fatherhood is great. Love you, bro. Big B Unit Mob Boss, which is Big E Top G Villarino, my man right here, my right-hand man, the guy running the show on Mondays. Can you believe it? Hey, drop a comment if you thought Emilio killed it last Monday night, taking the reins. All right, he took over the mothership and did his thing. And I got nothing but amazing feedback from a lot of people. So, I don't know. Do Monday nights belong to the V-Unit? Mob Boss, Villarino? I don't know. We'll see day by day. But it's my boy right here, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. And again, V-Unit family. Shout out to the V-Unit family that this guy has started. It's growing, and it's probably one of the best things to be a part of when it comes to Instagram. So thank you so much, Emilio Villarino, my brother, Villarino Reptiles. Do not miss this guy's episodes here on Monday. And I got to say, don't miss anything happening here on a weekly basis. 6 days a week has been locked in. Sundays are right there. But tomorrow, we have Colubrid Corruption takeover here with the homie Joey D from Meteoric Serpents and Alvaro, where it's just all about colubrids. And then Saturdays, all about the monitors. All right. So there's so much to look forward to when it comes to just reptile content, wanting to learn from the best, wanting to just expand the knowledge on how to keep amazing reptiles. Because you never know when the day might come where you're keeping your most thought after, dreamy reptile that's out there. All right. We're talking like stuff you thought about as a kid. It can happen to you. It's happening to me. So, all right, guys, listen, get the lights up. It is that time, all right? Antoine Hood, that round 2. Are you guys kidding me? Antoine's feeling hot right now. I'm just saying, pause. He's ready, and I'm ready. So do what you got to do to get your mind right, because that's important. Also, hydration. All right, I'm ready. Guys, episode 482. Antoine Hood of High Desert Pythons coming at you right now. Let's go.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man,
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes,
Exclusive. Oh,
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crowd, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
ladies and gentlemen, Antoine Hood. What is good?
Man, yo. Yo, I'll be killing it to the theme music and shit back here.
I forget how much you fuck with that intro. You really like
If there was cameras in here doing the intro, man, you'd be like, yo, this dude is a fool, man. What's up, brother? How you been?
and live and direct from the East Coast, which is, you know, you've been here on the show since you've been back east, but man, it's finally good to kind of get you back on here, get to kind of know what's happening with you, my man. How you living? Tell us, let's catch up real quick. How you doing?
Man, before we get to all that shit, man, I think that you don't get your flowers enough, man. So, fucking, I just want to tell you, dude, we almost 500 episodes. It's like 482 right now and shit, man. Look, that's a lot, bro. That's a fucking lot. That's hard work. That's getting your reps in. That's busting the ass and shit, man. And to me, to become like an expert at something, you got to get those 10,000 hours in. You know what I mean? So fucking, when you just like, you know, even the highs and the lowest lows, man, no matter what happens in your way, you just keep going, man. And that's one thing I admire about you. And that's why I fuck with you so long and shit, man, because, you know, you're just one of those people, like, your work ethic is second to none, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then, that's it, man. So enough dick eating for that, but I appreciate you and I'm proud of you, brother. So I just want you to know that. So,
yeah, can I say though, like to have a friend as close I am to you, be a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I look at you the same. Like I know that's not an easy task, and I know you literally have to do it for yourself, bro. Like you can't do anything you're obsessed with in life as long as you're doing it for yourself, you know.
Bro, this week it's been 2 years since I've been a black belt now, man. That's crazy, man. You know, so I'm finally healing up. You know what I mean? I had a bunch of injuries. I'll get back to training soon, but dude, I got fat since I've been here, bro. Like mad, like hella fat. Dude, I got here at the end of August.
What are you eating over there? What are you eating over there? What's there to good to eat?
Southern food, everything with barbecue sauce in it and fucking salt and shit and oxtails this and baked macaroni and cheese that and mustard greens and just fucking everything, bro. So but I gotta get back to it, you know what I mean? So in a couple of weeks I'm gonna be back in the gym hitting it heavy. And but first things first though, like right now my number one goal is to get this house, you know. So starting in June, I'm gonna start narrowing down my last couple of choices and just start hitting this real estate hard, you know. So, but it's one of those things where this would be, it's crazy. I'm 42 and haven't owned a home yet, you know, but just because I was so not committed to California the way I was, like the goal when I was in Cali was to be there a year and a half. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have one foot out the door, do this, and a year and a half turned to almost 14 years, you know. So I'm not making that mistake here, you know. Before I hit my year mark, I'm gonna buy this house and I'm gonna make sure I gotta, you know, build on a property to breed my rodents, because rodents are terrible here. Like I had a guy coming from Delaware deliver my ASFs. That's a
how far is Delaware? 8 hours?
That's an 8-hour drive, man.
Damn, I'm sure you got to pay a premium, right? You got to cash them out for that gas, I'm assuming.
It was a good deal, man. It was like a set price, you know, per animal, but then the extra $100 for gas. And then after a couple of rounds of that, my dude was like, hey, bro, I gotta raise these prices on it. So,
but it's crazy how important having a plug like that could like almost save you in a sense, right?
Right, it is too, man. But the pet store, there's a couple of pet stores here that's owned by the same company. So whatever they have, they do ASFs and Norways here, so I can like rotate around the animals like I need to, you know. So and then
Yeah.
I have some Norways on the property too that I'm growing up. So all my little rat pups and fuzzies, I got a good supply of that. But
All right. Well, listen,
you know,
you and I are gonna talk about ASF rats, you know,
Yeah.
because I do want to kind of give you some flowers real quick because I know you're a busy guy, bro. Traveling, doing all that is a lot, and only like even after you travel and move your stuff, it's all about settling in, and getting settled in can take a long fucking time. But I love that you're doing these lives, man. Like I saw that you. How many lives have you done? I've seen at least 3. Have you done more than 3 since then? Or
I think there's been 7 or 8 so far total.
yeah.
But that started because it started out of just me being curious about people always have these outlandish statements they make in our industry, you know, like people say, this is a terrible gene, the market is dead, this, that, and the third, this is better than this. And I was like, I wonder who's going to come on live and stand on business and all the shit they're saying. And guess what I found out, my friend? Not a lot of people.
Bro, isn't it funny how that works? And you know what's crazy? Like recently, who made the best example of coming to the forefront and talking about their fucking shit was Justin in fucking Austin.
Yep.
Like, and Austin's a kid, bro. Like, and he carries himself a lot older. But man, for a fucking kid in his 20s to do something that not even 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 30-year-old men can do, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, come on, like what good does it do if you have a strong opinion that you can't talk about? You know what I'm saying? But you like to create little forest fires about it. Like I think what it is when somebody has an opinion they're not too confident about, they like to share it with weak people first. And the weak people who don't know better, you know, and I don't mean weak as in actually, I do mean you're weak. So I'm saying they're the ones that start spreading that shit even like even quicker. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes like you said, who's really willing to talk about this shit when it comes down to it? A lot of them aren't, bro. They're not on that time.
First, it was like, okay, the ball python market is dead. We've heard that a million times all over the internet and online in the comment section of every YouTube video in the world. The market's dead, the market's dying. I couldn't find one person with the cojones to come online and explain themselves why. All they were doing is parroting stuff that they hear. You know what I mean? And they haven't even been around that long. And then people's argument to that, well, the people who said the ball python market is dead, they weren't there anymore. No, it's bullshit. There's plenty of disgruntled people around here not selling animals complaining about the market. You know what I mean? So couldn't do that. People like coming on for like, I like to do a show recap after a major show. Can't get nobody to do that because it wasn't a good show. Okay, then explain to me why it wasn't a good show. I don't want to be ostracized and talk about how bad of a show it was. I'm like, but what? But they said they had a good experience at the show, but everybody else did bad. So they didn't want to come on there and say that everybody else that they know that they talked to did bad at the show. We need the good and the bad. Why? It's the reason why. It's the reason why you did well and they didn't. So if people realize that can help out everybody else. You know what I mean? Because I know for sure when Josh from Ball Python Shed goes to a show, he's selling shit
for sure.
Like he's probably the most consistent person. Josh, Bob Vu. So we need figure out what's their sauce and figure out is it them as a person, their product, what they're selling, their return customers, the projects they're in. You know what I mean? Like it's always good to hear about stuff like that, man. And just for people not willing to come on and talk about their ups as well as their downs, man. To me, it's always nuts to me, man. It's okay to go to a show and go out there and do a $500 show, you know?
or zero out.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It goes a lot more than making a sale, bro. Because if you're really in this shit for the long run, all that money will come. Here's the thing about Josh Jackie, man. Shout out to Josh, fucking hitter, right? Like you could tell when Josh is in the building, and Josh typically always will tell you how he does, good or bad. Not all his shows are making bags, man. He has shows where he tanks. They all do. Everybody has a show where they're like, fuck, that was goddamn pretty ruthless. But
I think for social media and image purposes, people don't want to show the bad, I think, because of that, which is nuts to me, man. And I don't get it, bro. But yeah, just that. People coming on saying stuff about like the Sunset Project and a bunch of other stuff too. You know, he was like, "Oh, the sunset ugly. It's a terrible thing." Hey, man, come on there and talk about how bad the sunset is. Well, I don't think it's that bad. And here's a screenshot from when you commented, "The sunset is a terrible gene." Come on and talk. You know, like it's just crazy to me, man. So the people who do come on and they will to like get into an argument like that, there's always friendly debates and stuff with facts and figures. Like the ASF and Norway thing was a real fun one. So and people came with facts and figures and data to support their claims, and that was a dope time. But we're gonna do a bunch of other stuff, man. A lot of like this or that stuff, and then that's it, man. Just an hour, get in, get out, talk your shit, and have a good time, man. And hopefully people learn some stuff from it. So
all right, let's throw this ASF rat topic on the grill real quick, because now I want to talk to you about my take, right?
Mhm.
And I want to hear how you see, because you listen, you're no dummy, Antoine. You've been to fucking some of the best people we have in the ball python game. You've been to their facilities, you've seen their collections. All right, you notice that the ones who are doing the best do feed rats. They have rats. They also have ASFs for whatever reason that they might have them. But if we're talking production wise, if we want, I guess the big clutches, you need to feed rats, right? Like ASFs aren't gonna get you there, I don't think. I mean, and let's talk about that. Like, you know what I mean?
So my ASFs, I use them for my problem eaters, like the animals I'm trying to build up the size where I can do 2, 3, and 4 at a time.
Yeah.
If they got a little bit bigger, and like it's crazy. But my animals on Norways are way bigger than the ones on ASFs, pound for pound. It just that's just the way it is. But the advantage over ASFs is just you can make a lot more in a lot less room. So
and they're cleaner. No, listen, if you want to talk about like simplicity, right, and just something that you don't have to really cringe about cleaning every week, I love ASFs. Like they are the most maintainable out of all the rodents, I will say.
They piss and shit in one corner of the tub. They police each other. When you got some random rat not going to the right place, they start whooping his ass and stuff. I'm like, all right, you get fed up.
Dude, yeah, someone get their ass whooped. I can tell you that much. But it's like they let it go and they get over it and they move on. They're smart.
But man, but I got a couple who only eat ASF, so I keep them around for those too. And then depending on if I have customers, depending on what they feed, and I got stuff growing up for them, I'll just kind of do whatever they want me to do. So if somebody paid for an animal and they want to only feed it frozen thawed, I'll get the bad boy and frozen thawed. So I'm real accommodating like that.
As of we're talking about you getting ready to buy that next house and getting everything settled, what's going on now, man? Are you just maintaining your animals? Are you not pairing? Are you pairing? Like what's the deal?
I'm pairing like crazy. But with the move, I think that knocked a lot of the females out of whack. So far I'm only on clutch 2 is hatching in about 2.5 weeks, but clutch 3 is about to lay any day. Clutch 4 is pre-lay shed, and then stuff is building like that. So once these next 2 clutches hit the ground, everything else is going to be moving. So and it's a lot of like those bigger projects that I've been like saving up for, all the triple and quad stuff. You know what I mean? So all those big projects should be pairing this year, man, and I'm excited about that too. So I'm tired of looking. What's up?
No, go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
I'm just tired of looking at some of these rack areas and it's just a bunch of brown females and shit that just look like normals. So I
was gonna say, I mean, I remember you for at least 3 years running now. You making these triple quad hets, and they're at that point of breeding, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. So they'll be I'll be pairing a bunch of them like in the next month or two. So they're ready to go. The ones that were the slow eaters, they're all gone. I auctioned those off, and so right. At 4 years old, you should not be 900 grams. You know what I mean? So when your sisters are 2,800 and 3,200, and you know what I mean. So it happens like that too. But I don't have time to be raising up a lot of like 6-year-old animals anymore. So what's up?
I was gonna say, why do people want to go ahead and look at a snake that's not as maybe big or whatever? Like, let's just say you produce a lot of small snakes for whatever reason. People like to sometimes blame that on the morph, and I don't know why. Like, one thing I've heard recently, that confusion's not a strong gene.
Yeah, I heard one person say that, and that's that person's experience, and I'm like, that's silly. So instead of like looking at all the other aspects of feeding and raising animals, you just narrow it down just to that morph. That's nuts. You know what I mean? Like I got a confusion male here that's 1,500 grams. That's my biggest male in here.
I legit heard of a dude out of Florida legit putting confusions in the freezer.
that's weird, man.
Yeah.
I haven't had that experience at all. So I mean, I don't have a whole lot of it, but the acid / confusion stuff, it's all been decent eaters for me. So
You know, there's enough people working with confusion to where if this was really the case, we would like have more evidence. We would have more evidence of this.
Yeah.
And
So I
also,
mean,
everything I heard about this freezer shit could be bullshit too, mind you. I don't fucking, you know, I don't. None of that I could say is, you know, this is all like allegedly, you know what I mean? But
yeah. As much as confusion's cost, if somebody say I'm putting them in the freezer, that's cappuccino for you right there, boy. They're fucking full of shit. People just make noises out of their mouths sometimes, man. Sometimes it sounds cool to say and things like, oh, put animals in the freezer and stuff like that. I mean, first of all, like that's not cool at all if it's a problem eater. You know what I mean? Like that means you put this money into this thing and then you decided that it didn't grow the way you wanted to. You can't make money off of it, so you decided to kill it.
right.
You're a terrible breeder.
Yeah, you know, whoever I heard that was doing this has a shit ton of animals. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's fucked up as this sounds. I guarantee this shit could be somewhat true. Not confusion, but like think about a rack of fucking like snakes you can't even sell for $100. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's terrible to think, but
I've never been in that situation. Okay, I have like one snake here that I was bringing to like shows to kind of like the lower end breeder and stuff. Like, dude, I have a male pastel yellow belly head clown male here. That's an adult, and he just be eating and chilling because I always keep stuff around to kind of get people started with the snakes. You know, there's gonna be one person. There's gonna be one person out there. Like they might meet you. They don't even have any ball pythons yet, and a lot of those people are like, here, take this. You know, raise it up. Let me know what you think about this. And those customers come back later on that next season maybe, and then spend $1,000 with you, and then $4,000, and so on and so forth. And that formula's been working for me for a long time. So that guy there that I'm kind of spending less than $1 on every week on the feeder, man. I mean, yeah, he's not really taking up space. I got a lot of empty spaces over there, but eventually he's gonna turn into a big investment for somebody, you know. And to me, that's the McDonald's formula when they did things, you know. When I worked at McDonald's in high school, they always said, okay, you're not selling them a 59-cent hamburger, which is me dating myself right now. But when you sell somebody, so they tell you, no, when you sell somebody a 59-cent hamburger, you don't think of it like that. If this is their first time ever coming to McDonald's, that 59 cent over the rest of their life is probably going to turn to thousands of dollars. I mean, which is terrible because it's McDonald's, but you get the fucking analogy. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's like that, and that's any interaction in life, man. Whether you're a showman or you're a live performer, when somebody's experiencing you for the first time, man, you should be put on a fucking show every damn time. Because, you know, you never know, that first impression, man, might be a lifetime investment of that person and you and what you got going on. And that may turn into them spending money with you.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's also our responsibility to, like, you know, not be in a position where we need to be so desperate about like, oh, I can't afford to feed this thing. Like, it's a living animal. You brought it here. Like, it's like, you know, I know we're talking animals compared to children, but I'm just saying, like, you can't bring a child in here and just be like, I'm not going to fucking feed you. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's terrible fucking parents like that out there too. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's our responsibility. And there are big mainstream breeders, like, as a whole, like, that just have certain production that they probably kill off like that. And I hate to think about it. You know what I mean? But, you know, this is why it's really good that we're at a place right now in the market where it's not all about maximizing your production and fucking, you know, you got a male and female, put them together. Like, no, bro, you ain't gonna, what are you gonna do? You ain't gonna sell that shit, you know? So, and everyone is on their fucking toes about that now, where, you know, let's talk about COVID breeders, bro. I mean, how do you think they're recovering right now from everything?
Dude, every day I get calls. Hey, man, I'm not doing the sales I wanted to. I'm about to get rid of my animals. This was today. This was yesterday. This was the day before yesterday. I'm like, all right, look, send me a spreadsheet of what you got and let's see what we can salvage. And sometimes I get this damn spreadsheet and I'm like, bro.
Spinner.
Sell. You know, or if they have a powerful, like a super powerful, like double or triple recessive or pos het male, I'm like, hey, get all of this shit shed tested so you can know the real value of it. You know what I mean? Go to RGI, whoever you use, get that done. And then reassess your stuff like that. You know, if you got some stuff that you like in some projects, put some triple recessive stuff to it or some pos stuff and get those tested and keep those back and add some other genes into the project. And if you hit a decent amount of females, that could be a viable thing to sell, you know, and put on the market and make some money off of. But if you jump to a bunch of stuff and you just put animals together just so they can have sex and lay eggs, I mean, I think you started off with the wrong mentors and the wrong people. You know what I mean? So
yeah, 100%.
Which is why I think Patreon is important, because you know, you do have free access to the internet and YouTube and stuff like that too, but there's just as much wrong information out there as it is right information, you know. So
I mean, Doug, I mean, you're an OG, bro. You've been around. How is that saying? It's not what you know, it's who you know. You know what I mean? Like, and that could also lead to just even training, like jiu-jitsu, like all your professors, everyone that you met on the mat has got you to where you're at today. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't have done it by yourself.
Dude, I was trying to stress this the other day, but I was trying to let people know, man, hard work gets you far. It does, but there's a cap to your hard work, you know? Right. So making those connections and getting put in these situations, those opportunities, man, a lot of times, dude, is luck, you know? Like, dude, even the fact that we know each other, like we had connections outside of the reptiles and just happened to have the same friend or training partner in common. And then, you know, we started training and you got serious in the training and then we started linking up, and dude, I came to your place, and it's just putting yourself in these situations and just like starting all over as a breeder. When I came back, a friend of mine just added to some group chats on Instagram. I didn't even know what it was until like 6 months later. And then those people in that group chat was like, hey, bro, you should start putting yourself out there more. Like, you should get a YouTube channel. You should do this. And I'm like, man, there's so many YouTubers out there. This was 4 or 5 years ago, you know?
Right.
And then they was like, I'm telling you, you need to do it because you're getting into all these projects. Put yourself out there. And then I did it. And I was like, man, I owe a lot to you guys. And a lot of those guys aren't even around me now. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? I went through an old like sticker box that I had, because I remember there was a time where I'm like, hey guys, send me your stuff, you know, I'll shout it out. And I had so many fucking stickers in a box to like people that like there's a few people I typed in. I'm like, whatever happened to this person? Then last post 2021, last post 2022, and it's like, holy shit, man. And like some of these people put mad money into like their design, and
bro,
they fucking painted the whole part, and then just to be out in less than 5 years, that is crazy.
Fam, half the stickers on my incubator don't exist. They don't exist. They're all defunct.
See, that's, I no offense. Like, listen, I think Billy, all right, shout out to Billy, but Billy was the first person where I was like, well, that's cool. Like, he's putting all those people on his wall, and I'm like, I guess that's cool, but like, really, what I mean, how many people are going to stick around? And I wish Billy could kind of do a count on how many people on those wall aren't around no more.
Yeah,
he had a lot.
There's stickers up there, but they didn't stick around. What's the irony in that? Fuck out of here.
But okay,
sticker just holding on.
Let's talk about some of the people out there who were dropping mad money during the COVID breeding days, or COVID breeder days, who are kind of now producing shit they can't sell. And I'm talking like an animal that should go for 5-6K, and they can't sell that 5-6K animal. Why do you think that is, Antoine?
Well, I think a lot of times, I know a lot of people are being like, they feel that their animal's value should be what it was during the COVID time, and they can't get that out of their head. I know so many people who do bad at shows because they refuse to bid on prices.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's like, not an inch. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, and I got stuck in that for a brief period where I finally hit some stuff that I thought should have been worth, $12,000-$15,000 at the time, and I had to like come to the realization on the prices when I'm comparing them to other people, and I'm making the same exact animal that Justin and Billy has on theirs, and I got my stuff almost double their shit. I'm like, all right, Antoine, you're not being realistic now. You know what I mean? So I'm like, now you just bugging. There's no way somebody gonna look at my shit and then be like, man, Justin got the same thing for fucking half the price. So what's so different about yours? Your shit piss gold or something like that? You know, so I had to finally bite the bullet on that. And then just was that?
No, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then just realize that I'm still making a profit off of it. So it's not to the point where the parents that I bought together for this project is still like not worth it. Because at that point, what are you doing? That means you picked the wrong project. You know what I'm saying? So if I spend 20 grand on a pair and I'll put those together and they can't even break even off of like 2 or 3 clutches, you know what I mean? That's a terrible investment, bro. So it's just a matter of making the smart moves, and sometimes it's just guessing right and guessing wrong, and because we'll never know how the market goes and what's the hot morph and what's not, or what's making a comeback, you know. So sometimes it's just bad stocks, you know. Like I've had many bad stocks in my day. Hey, invest in this, and you know, you put a bunch of money on it and it does ass. So
yeah, but
sometimes
for you to be making brown snakes for this long is because you have a vision, bro. Like you
Yeah.
know what you're trying to do. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And some people can't handle to sit 5 years to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like I've never made a DG clown. Okay, cool.
You could have if you wanted to.
Right. But now when I hit a DG clown, I'm gonna go, fuck, I only hit a DG clown. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta level the expectations, bro.
Right. When I hit somebody, if I hit a regular ultra male clown, I'm gonna be pissed off. If I hit a desert ghost clown now, I'm gonna be mad I'm gonna have a whole goddamn fit if that's the best animal in this clutch, you know. So now I'm at the point where I'm shooting for the stars and hitting like multi-combo shit that doesn't exist yet, you know, and I got some really cool males recently too that I can do some projects with. I'm doing some pairings with, and that's my style, man. Like me following those animal trends now, by the time you try to catch up to those animals that you see, that value won't be fucking halved almost, you know what I'm saying? So I always ask myself when I see a project, what's the next step, or how can I further that along? And it's a lot of stuff out there that's not even tapped yet too. Even with simple genes, man. Like to me, like my favorite gene is asphalt. It's a lot of stuff, dude. There's no super asphalt ultra male clowns yet. No super asphalt DG clowns yet. You know what I mean? Like we barely reached the surface with the asphalt stuff, and that's in the next 5 years we will though, because I'm gonna have that bitch in every single recessive, double and triple you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and that's what I'm working this year, man. I'll be able to hit super asphalt DG clowns 2025 season. So
and you know, this is why it's kind of, you know, it's unfortunate because I hate to see people be to not be successful at certain things, but because so many people were chasing the double, triple recessives and just hitting that, they slept on all the ingredients. They slept on all the super gravels, all the super asphalt, all the super chocolate, like all the crazy codums that are kind of relevant in being in these double, triple recessives. Because I can tell you what, you can't sell your $4,000 DG clown. I guarantee if it was a super asphalt DG clown, that motherfucker is going to be gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
if
a whole other snake.
if a super asphalt DG clown come on Morph Market, I'm fucking cashing out my 401k for that bitch.
Yeah,
that'll save me.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. But that's like the beauty of, like, if you look at the people who make the mistakes, the other ones who aren't benefit from it. That's why it's kind of like, and that's a part of the game. It's chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying?
And dude, there's a lot of strategy with your peers too when you're looking at projects, man. I can't tell you how many people I've like showed them something on Morph Market to go, hey man, I think I'm gonna jump on this, and they was like, oh man, that shit costs too much. That ain't worth it, man. Fucking like Levant's upcharging this shit, and then or like Miguel got it too high, or like Justin got it too high, and then they go and buy it. I'm like, you motherfuckers, man. So. You know, a lot of times you got to kind of keep your plans close to the hip and shit too, man, because somebody else will jump on it before you too, man. I mean, and it's not malicious because, you know, some of those projects, it might take me a while to get the money up, but if you got it like that, hey, you know, salute, good on you. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but it is crazy. You got to be careful. You know, I mean, in life in general, careful who you share information with. But there's no rules when it comes to, you know, people buying projects and people wanting to sell. Bro,
it's not. It's like a hot stock tip, man. Like, why do you think every time Justin's on a podcast, when somebody go, "Hey, Justin, man, what's the sleeper gene, Justin? What's the sleeper codom?" And then Justin, you know, he used to wear glasses. He'd do like this and be like, "Oh, it's spot nose." And then, you know what I'm saying? They were like, "Oh shit, spot." Then spot nose prices go up and shit, you know. So
yeah,
I mean, I've done it for real. I've done it too. Like he's dropped videos with a project I was in, and I was like, man, I can upload all of these now because all of these pots heads and shit too, boom, gone, whole clutch gone. So just because of a Justin video, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's just
isn't it crazy what that guy goes through? And what I mean by that is like kind of like the things that he almost gets accused of sometimes, you know, like, and I'm not just talking about the editing thing, but like people have narratives and they have like agendas of like making this guy look like he's bad or something. And I don't understand that, man.
It's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top, bro.
I don't think he's
You
lonely.
know?
He has a lot of fucking people rocking with him. But I'm saying, like, when it comes to the top breeders, you're right. It is lonely. He ain't gonna.
Yeah.
Nobody else wants to rock with you.
Well, because like if you're something like Justin and I are friends, I legit like I text him for like non-reptile related shit, and sometimes he'll just call me just shooting the shit, just to be shooting the shit. You know what I mean?
Me too.
But don't
it's
you?
awesome. It's
but-
one of the best things ever because he's like, hey, just want to catch up, even though it's like 5 minutes. I love it. Shout out to you,
But-
Justin. I love you, man.
But don't you think for a fucking second I'm not coming for his head top? Shit.
Hey, and
You know?
bro, I got the same people who legit joined the Patreon so they can learn how to start a podcast, and they tell me I'm gonna outdo your podcast someday. And I go, dude, please, please bring me some fucking. Finally, can somebody come bring some fucking competition? I would love that, you know. But you know, at the end of the day,
that makes you better.
Yeah,
you know? Like
how many people, if you kind of look at the things, how many people copy the things that I do off this fucking goddamn podcast? I look at it as like I'm your fucking father. Like I'm fathering all these little podcasts, and that's great. I'm happy for it.
Yeah, man, you set a blueprint, man, and fucking, you know, a lot of people's like, hey, this is what works for him, and you know, you take what works and take what doesn't. You know what I mean? And throw that shit out the window. But yeah, man, that's just like when you have to top your game like that, they're gonna be people that. He gets a lot of heat from the people who will never buy anything from him, not because they don't like him or they don't fuck with him. It's because they probably can't buy anything from him that's worth a damn.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, like,
oh my god, is that crazy for you?
That's
not to like someone
like the people,
bro.
Right? The people that I always see slandering Justin are not Justin's customer base anyway.
No, they're not, bro. Like, you don't have a story of someone like, yeah, you know, I was Justin's supporter and I was his customer and he fucked me over. But dude, think about that, okay?
Yeah.
Every person who hates on Justin, in a sense, never bought a fucking snake and never will buy a snake from him. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't.
I mean, and then to me, but what, like, could they have some like real criticism? Sure, it could be super legit, but I don't think Justin's going, oh man, that person never purchased from me. Darn it. It's just, you know what I mean? So, and that's how I have to look at criticism. Like, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I've been doing this online thing for a minute now, dude. I hate negative criticism. I hate terrible comments. I hate fucking when I get a screenshot of somebody talking shit about me on Reddit and shit like that. Because I'm human, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times I got to keep reminding myself that, you know, if you're getting 1,000 attaboys and you're getting one person fucking talking shit about you, like, why am I letting that person hold more weight than everybody else? You know?
Yeah.
You know
and
what I'm saying?
Boy, man, and if you really hear stories of actual piece of shit big breeders who are still around, this is the thing, bro. Like, like it's really hard to kick someone out of this hobby. Let me tell you that. Right?
It is.
Like, that's why when the whole bully thing came, I fucking laughed at that shit because, like, you have to want to be canceled to get canceled, right? And think about people with animal abuse, like stealing. First and foremost, like, isn't stealing really wrong? Like, isn't it bad to steal anything from anyone? And think about the thousands and thousands of dollars of breeders stealing from breeders and all that other shit, all that other grimy stuff that really happens. And here we are, people trying to focus on Justin. That's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, it seems like the only thing you can get canceled for, which is something you should be canceled for, is being a rapist. That's it, you know.
Not even racism could get you kicked out of here.
No, you can't. No, you can't do that. That's
fucked up.
Fine.
Yeah.
Well, if we had Austin around back in the days of Pete called, he would have shut that shit down probably before anybody else. Just he'd be like, "Hey man, you can't say that shit around me. Cool that shit down." Instead of everybody going, "Oh man, Pete, you're so crazy." You said it. Yeah. So. You know, if that would have got deaded when it did, then, you know, a lot of stuff could have been prevented back then. But honestly, people just didn't have the balls to say anything. You know what I mean? So
but that's why it's also scary to think, like, when you have someone who's been around that long and they're not tuned into social media, like, bro, come on, Antoine, the way you were raised, like, think about the racism you're used to being around growing up, like, just like even your coaches, or like just the way it was naturally to be racist. It was a normal thing at one point, right? And Pete Call never transferred over. Like, he never transitioned over to, like, okay, this is now 2023. You can't be like this no more. And I don't think he ever got that memo. Like, he's still, you know, what he is, you know, and
that's what the people say the same thing about everything else too. Like, I know that like now when people you know, get in trouble for like homosexual slurs and stuff like that, and they'll say stuff like, I hear people all the time like, well, we said this growing up all the time, so I'm not gonna change it. But it was also cool to drop the N-bomb at one time too, and that
Yeah.
could just roll off your tongue. But now you'll lose your job. So you
Right.
have to realize that, just sometimes, yeah, you can say, I believe that in the confines of your own home and a group of your peers, like in a closed scenario, you should better say whatever you want. I'm sorry. Like if I'm in my house and I'm outside of contact on the outside world and I'm talking to some friends and family and we all talk about a common thing and I let some shit fly, there should be no repercussions for that whatsoever. But once you decide to broadcast your mouth out to the rest of the world, then now you got to be held accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and and it's all about really owning your shit first and foremost. And I guarantee P owns who he is. Like
yeah, I mean, when the whole thing happened with Sean Bradley's, all he did was send Sean Bradley a bunch of Dave Chappelle sound bites of him dropping the info. he showing like him dressed up as Clayton makes me go nigga. Shit too. And that was his rebuttal to the whole thing. He ain't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
Shit,
pretty much. Yeah.
And I mean, and I'll be honest with you, man. Like, hey, salute to that too. I mean, you standing on business. Fuck it.
I mean,
If you believe you didn't do anything wrong, and I mean you standing by that, okay, cool. But I don't have to fuck with you,
right. We got choice. Yeah, we all
at
have
all. You know what I mean? Like if you behave a certain way, that's your choice, and I have a choice. You know what I mean? Not to spend my dollars with you. Not the fact that we're even talking about him right now is wild to me anyway. But it was a real good example.
Now let's talk about something else. Which is basically the whole title of tonight's episode is like ball pythons, man. Is it that serious? And what I mean by this question. Justin made a life out of this, right? And Justin's obviously not the only one. Mark Bailey, we have Levance, we have some really reputable people who made a living off this shit. So, if you talk about someone's livelihood, like someone that takes bread off your table in a sense should be a serious thing, right? So where do we balance the seriousness with what we do with breeding ball pythons to where like, okay, you need to chill the fuck out and ain't that serious? Because if you look at it, some of this is kind of serious, bro. The money we're looking at right here, bro, come on. You can't deny it. It's some serious business, right? But there's also a side of where like, it's just a fucking morph, calm down type of thing. Where do you sit with that? Let's talk about it.
Well, being a part of a lot of other industries, you have to take things serious to make money and to have a customer base and things like that too. But for me personally, if I'm not enjoying the industry, I don't want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? So like, I just can't. Like, I always say there's a lot better ways for me to make money than selling some snakes. I could be doing a million other things right now, spending my time with these animals and doing this right here, making a lot more money. Just be real. To be with these damn animals. But the reason why I choose that is because I love my animals. I love working with them. I love being around them. It is something that I enjoy doing. So to me, it doesn't feel like work. Like I'm still in the aviation industry and I love my aircraft, but when I get up 5 o'clock in the morning and go to that base and I'm working on planes and stuff like that, I'm not like going, oh man, I get to work on this Harry. I'm like, man, fuck this old ass bird. I can't wait till this shit goes away fucking in a year and a half. You know what I mean? Because it's just a means to an end. So, but the industries that I'm part of that I own and have LLCs for, that's stuff that I enjoy to do because, I find the joy in it because when I'm retired and I'm incapable of doing physical work, I still want to be able to walk in here and open up tubs and enjoy what I'm doing. So that's why, like, yes, take it serious from a financial standpoint. And I think that when you have people messing with your money, you should take it serious. Like, I know when you were going through that whole cancellation bullying shit and people were telling people, oh, to stop to pull your sponsors away and shit like that. That's money coming out of your pocket, bro.
Yeah.
So,
and honestly, Antoine, that's when I started caring.
Right.
It was when my own sponsors were like, what's going on? And like, I was like, what? And that right there, bro, think about that. You know what I mean? And that's why I try not to take things so personal and try to let it go because I should, but that's where I was coming from. You know what I mean?
Right. And exactly too. So when somebody starts hitting that, like your source of income and that's how you pay your bills and feed your family, man, like we have to have a problem at that point. You know what I mean? And I don't know if people people either don't realize that or just don't care. But yeah, there is a balance of stuff that you have to take serious too. But like I said, this is something that we're putting our energy into as an entrepreneur and a business owner. So you should really be having a fucking good time doing this, man. And I don't see the purpose of waking up going, oh, I gotta clean up snake shit. Where if I should always be saying, not I have to, I need to, but I get to. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
fucking, when you feel like it's an obligation and a chore, whether it's something you're excited to do and enjoy yourself, man, I fall on that aspect of things. Because if not, man, I'm doing something else, bro. Fucking
Right.
when these animals lay eggs here and I'm cutting eggs and I'm doing whatever, I'm excited from like clutch number fucking 500 as I was as clutch one, and this is what I enjoy doing. And fucking nobody's gonna take that joy away from me, man. The only person gonna take it away from me is myself when I get tired of it, which I hope never happens. But
Right.
you know, I know I'm rambling on, but yeah, it's just fucking, it's not that serious, bro. Like,
You know, and honestly, the only serious that it should be is for yourself. Like, you know, as
Mhm.
far as like your husbandry,
Right.
making sure your animals aren't sick, making sure that you're hitting projects that you're waiting years for. Like, I mean, because
Mhm.
if you're here, you are 5 years into a hobby and you don't have any foundation, you're wasting time. Like, I don't think you really want to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and also too, what I think you and I don't realize at all too, which this is probably gonna hurt some people's feelings though. But I'm gonna say fuck it. There's some people that's okay with being middle of the pack.
Right. For sure.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
fine
right,
with okay. I'm not fine with just blending in and being some guy that you may know, you may see, you may do this, you may do that. Like if I'm not always improving, like what are we doing here, man? Like I remember when I was at the boot camp, my recruiter said, "Hey, look, Hood, I'm telling you like this. Don't try to be no squad leader. Don't try to stand out. Just show up, graduate. That's it." And I was like, that's not my personality though. You know what I mean? I was a squad leader, I was the guy, I was doing this and I was doing that. And I'm getting meritorious promoted out of combat training because I was the person that stood out and excelled and made myself look better than everybody else. You know what I mean? And is it an
Right.
ego thing? Probably, but it's also just a personality trait as well, man. Like I've never been the person to get in. Why get into something just to be okay at it?
Right.
Does that make any damn sense to you?
Yeah, here's the thing, Antoine. In a reality, a lot of people out there don't want to be middle in the pack, back in the pack people. But guess what? They're fucking lazy. They don't want to figure it out. So what they do is when they're stuck in the back or in the middle, they're fucking mad at Antoine Hoods and they're mad at MJs and people who are fucking making moves. You know what I'm saying? Anyone at the leading pack always gets hated on.
Yeah, because you know, Antoine's only where he is because he knows MJ. Antoine's only where he is because he knows Justin. Dude, I heard all this shit all the time, bro. But all the opportunities in my life that were favorable for me, I made them happen myself. You think just sitting in the background doing nothing, you know what I mean? Did that like, dude, I spent the money and invested I started going to shows, started meeting people in person, started vending and doing everything I needed to do to get myself out there. And people and they come to you when you do it like that. You can't network sitting on your couch not networking. The fuck?
And dude, hey, real shit. Anytime I brought you up to anyone, not even associated with ball pythons, I want to say like John from Sim Container, and you know, and even Mark Bailey. Even though Mark Bailey's from ball pythons, he's not really a face in the crowd as much. You know, all these people have heard of you, and they all say nothing but great things about you. And that didn't come from me. That came from you just fucking meeting and doing your work. You know what I'm saying?
Did I ever tell you the Mark Bailey story when I first met him in person?
No, I want to hear it. Shout out to Mark Bailey. He was just here, by the way. I just
So obviously I knew who Mark Bailey was and stuff too, right? No, always follow him. So it's a Tinley show 2 years ago, maybe. It was after the show, it's at the bar lounge, and I'm fucking shit facing, dude. Like I'm talking about gone, but I'm still aware of everything, right?
Were you on chocolate? Was this a chocolate moment or no?
No, this is alcohol.
Okay,
And,
okay.
you know, the only time I drink is if it's at the MMA event that I'm at or at a reptile event. That's it. Like
Okay.
I don't go anywhere and have beers. I don't keep alcohol in the house. So my tolerance is not US Marine fucking drinking no more. So right. I'm in the hallway between the hotel lounge and the bar, and I'm just sitting there looking at everybody saying, hey, and Mark comes up to me and is like, hey man, you know, I follow your stuff. I'm Mark Bell. I'm like, I know who the hell you are, blah, blah. And he's giving me all these accolades and stuff and how I'm such a cool part of Yo, why I start crying?
Oh my God, you started crying. Hey, Bro, Mark be giving props to people like that. That
Dude,
probably cry though.
dude, I fucking burst into tears. I'm like, oh, reason, but I'm like trying to like suck it in and shit, like trying to like hide it and shit too. So I'm just like, yeah, man, I really, I really appreciate you, dude. I
Dude,
was
what a
like, dude, I was like, he gonna think I'm some kind of bitch.
damn. Hey, but it's
You
crazy.
can-
It's crazy how like just working with reptiles, doing what we do, can make us
Man,
put us in our feelings like that. This is why,
yeah.
like, this is why personally for us, we are having fun, bro. We love what we're doing here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was so embarrassed.
There's definitely been moments where I wanted to tear up during conversations, man.
Yeah.
Like, but it's also kind of reminds you why we're doing what we're doing. You know, like Antoine, you're now on the other side of the country. You started everything on the West Coast,
Yep.
and now like you got people I already know who welcomed you with open arms over there in the East Coast. You know, and now your community of people is even huge, even more. You know.
Yeah, so yeah, especially the show, dude. This show's like 3 hours every direction of me too. So this summer I'll be doing Charlotte soon, and Chesapeake, Virginia, and Columbia, South Carolina. And there's gonna be some new shows coming up in the area too, man. So I'm excited to get out here and hang out with a lot of those guys that I really didn't see. Oh, Daytona, I'll be in Florida in August. I'm excited about that. So I'm back in the gym, man, because I can't have these titties out in the damn pool and on the beach and shit, man. So we gotta do something about it. I gotta get on your gym program or something, man. Because every time I see you post a gym selfie, I gotta bang a set down and shit.
Like, oh hell no,
I
hell
gotta do some push-ups or something, man. Because this is not where I want to be at, man. So
yeah.
yeah, man. So it's just a whole new world out here, man, too. And I'm just glad I get to see a lot of those supporters that I really couldn't see in person because they couldn't make all of those far shows. So
Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me something.
but aside from just the money aspect of this thing, man, every other thing that I do seek the admiration and accolades of my peers and the people above me. You know what I mean? So, and that validation is what always keeps me going. You know what I mean? So, I was compared to in the mixed martial arts world. People who follow UFC probably know who John Hackleman is. That was Shep Liddell's coach. Dude, he's on a podcast saying that Antoine Hood is going to be the next big MMA coach in the UFC.
Wow, he said that?
I was like, what the fuck? He's like, it was like a live podcast too. And he said that he was like, I'm telling you, I've been dealing with Antoine for a long time, and I've seen his fighters, I see his work ethic, and he's gonna be the next big thing. Well, I failed him because I wasn't, but you know,
Still said it.
Life kind of went different, but it was cool to me. But to me, that was the peak of my career, and I was nominated for Coach of the Year twice, you know, the year back to back and stuff too. And so that I was just like, man, you know what? Everything, all the failures I've done over the years and all the accomplishments I have in this industry, to me, that was worth it for me right there. You know what I mean? I felt like I just won the fucking UFC championship when I heard him say that on the microphone in front of God and everybody too. So for people in this industry that's doing a lot better than I am, you know what I mean, have way better projects than me, for those guys to hit me up and say, hey man, I follow you and I think you're pretty dope, man. That's always cool to me, man.
Yeah, you know, and Antoine, I don't know, like one thing that a lot of people don't do that they should do is just like celebrate other people's wins. Like, I don't know why you can't be happy for someone else. And you're always that guy to show your homie, like who's ever hit something, love. Like, you know, shout out to homie Jacob, shout out to Andrew. You know what I mean? Like, you really put on for your boys. And I just don't know why that's so hard for like even the upper tier of breeders to do for each other. Like, and I understand why, but like at the end of the day, like we're all gonna eat, right? Like, you know what I mean? I just don't know.
But I mean, people still don't get the concept that when everybody else wins, that can help you as well. You know what I mean? You don't have to celebrate them to help you win, but when people hit these world's first and these dope projects, and you know they're pioneering a new era to go into the industry with these animals, I mean that should open up more doors for you and give you better ideas. You know what I mean? So like dude, everybody, like I'm gonna sing his praises to the fucking wheels fall off, man. Brock Wagner hitting that sunset puzzle, bro. You know that was something I chased for a long time, and I can hit it this year. But you know, there's no fucking secret where I wish I would have been the first to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had the opportunity, missed it. Fucking, and he ended up getting to it, and this dude. And now we see that to me, it exceeded expectations, but we know there's more steps to take it. You know what I mean? So now I'm jumping the gun and putting that double head mail to some visual ultra mail stuff and trying to put some more deeper orange stuff into the project. And then, you know what I mean? Just kind of working it that way too. But yeah, just I mean, even like the Stranger project I did with Cyclid Ball Pythons, man. We went in on this mail and my female hit duds. I hit like a single gene GHI and a single gene fucking red stripe.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker hit a 1.1 of the all gene. You know what I mean? Like he hit a Stranger GHI spot nose red stripe clown.
Damn.
Twice. A 1.1 out of that. And that thing, it looks fucking incredible. You know what I'm saying? But
Holy
I'm glad though, because like I can't fucking dude, if we both would have boogered this fucking project, then what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So but you know, we got more chances to do it and shit too, and hopefully you get to push it out there more and add more stuff to the project and seeing where to go. But those kind of wins, man, even if it's not me directly, you gotta celebrate those, man, especially with your homies, man. Like if you're not celebrating your friends winning and doing great, then what are you around for? To hate?
Exactly.
You know? To me, because fucking a non-supporter is a hater. Yeah. I've always felt that way. If one of your friends out there out here killing it and you've been quiet about it the whole time, you're a fucking hater. You have to be.
Right. And at the end of the day, someone who doesn't support you doesn't have a valid reason. But mind you, that's what makes the beauty of being, you know, we're in a free world. We can not like someone if we don't want to. We don't have to have a reason. We don't have to have a reason why we don't fuck with somebody. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Dude, and I would rather have someone tell me that versus fake fuck with me. You know how many closet supporters I have? Like, it's crazy how I have these people who like secretly say, "Good job, MJ. Okay, sorry, I gotta go." And it's like, bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. You ain't gotta tell me that. Like, you know, either fuck with me or you don't. Simple as that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, there's a lot of people I fuck with that can't stand you, but guess what they can't. Sure. But guess what they can't do? They can't talk about you to me in my fucking face because they think it shut the fuck down. They can't, you know, and vice versa. Even like with me and you talk about people, like situations you're in with people don't fuck. I'm like, yeah, you know, I've changed the subject. I'm like, yeah, you know, because that's just how I am, man. Like, I'm not going to be I know a lot of people hate that I'm like that, but I'm also not going to be no fucking double agent either. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we're all grown, bro, first and foremost. Like, I think, you know, I don't know. At the end of the day, like bickering can only go so long. And I think it just kind of gets old because look, I look at like, who the fuck am I even trying to bicker with? It ain't even on the same caliber. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like, that's why with my animals, my projects, bro, like there ain't nobody really doing what I'm doing when it comes to like my projects, my own things, like with all the diverse species, I'm doing my own thing, man. And if you got to look at all the people really talking shit, they ain't doing shit. They ain't doing a fucking damn thing, bro. Like, they're hurting. They're actually really hurting. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate.
You know, some pissing people off now. I'll get some like bullshit comment in my story for some fake account because I know it's somebody else. I'm like, bro, I'm like, it's all, you notice there's always like no picture.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's got
user 223004.
They were like, you need to do this and do that, this, that, and the third. I'm like, hey, nerd, go outside and touch some fucking grass. Go do that. Get off the fucking phone.
Or tell me who you really are. Stop being a pussy.
Yeah,
you know
get off the phone and go touch some grass. You know, that's it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't have time for that BS, man.
And honestly, like, who does? That's so draining. First and foremost, to waste your time with like basically somebody with no purpose. You know what I mean? Like it's. So,
especially if you don't have the balls to say who you really are. Like, yo, just come at me. Like, I would respect that. Like, I'm in some like dog form and stuff too, you know, because, you know, I own pits and shit like that too. And somebody tried to say a dog I posted wasn't mine. And because they follow this dog on Instagram, I'm like, that's my fucking dog's Instagram page. Like, oh, I follow that guy and you're trying to make this dog look like it's your dog. I'm like, bro, like, get out of my face with that shit, bro. Like, why am I entertaining this dude? And you, like, you're sitting there caping for a dog's Instagram page, you fucking loser. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, man. It's just kind of like you got to look at some people's situations and just kind of feel bad for them. Like I'm almost like, damn, dude. Like the only time I remember hating on people that bad is when I was miserable. Like I was at the worst point in my life, and it was back in the music days. It's when I noticed I was kind of a hater with some people because I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't confident. And I was just, and that's when I noticed that's what people who hate a lot, they're unconfident, unhappy people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it is what it is. Like, I hope some people figure it out. Like, I did. I took me fucking 30 plus years, but there was a time and place where I realized, I don't need to be a hater and I could just enjoy myself and have fun. You know what I'm saying? But some people don't. They don't ever figure it out, and they die like that. It sucks.
In most of my social circles, I'm the broke friend. Like
I'm okay with that too.
In a lot of my circles, we all have the same goals and we all in the same endeavors. But I'm the least successful of the 3 or 4 or 5 people in the group too. But when I'm in that situation, though, I make sure I can do something to add value to the group, and I ask a lot of questions and shut my fucking mouth, and I don't pretend like I'm some kind of know-it-all. You know what I mean?
You still deserve to be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I still deserve to be there, but you know what I mean? Like, I still carry my weight. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, I'm the person that, if we all go somewhere, I'm not the person freeloading off dinner and stuff too. If we go to some restaurant somewhere and it costs a little bit of money and stuff, I front the bill. Okay, cool. I got it today. You know what I mean? So like, I add value to it, and like, conversational wise and different points of views and stuff like that too. But for the financial aspect, I'm always asking questions and peeling their fucking, picking their brain about stuff because I want to improve, So, yeah, so I mean, at 42 years old, I have no problem being a little homie when it's time to be the little homie.
Right, because there's certain things in life you're not the little homie.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like, and you have to start by being a little homie before you become a big homie in anything.
Yeah,
you know
I mean? I would never respect a leader that's never been a follower.
Right.
You can't do it, man. If you never took your lumps and you never was at the bottom of the barrel and you rose up to it, you know what I mean? It just, to me, man, like a lot of people that I admire and respect, I've seen them fail before, know about their failures and how they came back from that. Dude, anybody can show up with shiny ass armor. Anybody can be a knight in shining armor, bro. You know what I mean? Right. But when you really had your metal tested, you got scars and bruises and dings and kinks all over the place because you've been through some shit. I don't want nobody with a clean slate. You know what I mean? I don't want a martial arts instructor that's never fucking had their ass beat before.
Show me a king of the jungle, a fucking lion with no scars. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, show me something like that. You know what I mean? They all got a missing eye and shit like that. They're fucking. They've been through it. They're still killing motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the Lion King scar would have already been king because he had the darker mane and had the battle scars already. Simba would have been.
I think that was kind of twisted there. I think Scar was the fucking king already. To be honest.
Yeah, Mufasa would have got the fuck out of here with this clean ass mane and shit. You don't get that arch on it. Scar would have been on that lion, his pussy from the rip and shit.
Hey, so I want to kind of get back to a topic before we forget about it. Because obviously you talked about you being around a lot of show circuits right now, right? And if we were to kind of like paint a scenario here, let's just say you are now retired from the 9 to 5, you're a full-time reptile breeder. You would say these shows would be vital for you, right? Like, especially if you have the production, would it be something that you feel like you'd want to hit so many shows as much as you can, or what would you do in that situation?
When I get to the point where I'm producing my own rodents and like I plan on like doubling my collection as far as holdbacks in the next this time next year, so that's when I need to produce babies and some quality stuff, not just some run-of-the-mill animals. So but to even kind of sell the the residuals and stuff like that, man, you got to hit those show circuits, man. And like I said, I've watched Josh and Bob do their thing on the show circuit too and kill it. You know what I mean? So online sales are cool, and most of my animal sales are from Instagram and YouTube. So if I do like an egg cutting or show clutch reveal, a lot of times if I have stuff available, I say, hey, this will be available. Boom, it's already sold and deposited on. But I also like to kind of get out there and broaden my horizons with some of those people who probably don't follow me. At shows, I give discounts to people to follow me.
That's good. I mean, you would think that. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, hey, you follow my Instagram? They'd be like, no, I don't. Hey, you follow me right now? I'll fucking take your deal you just offered. All right, boom, done. Hey, if you follow my fucking subscribe to my channel, I'll hook it up even more. Boom. You know what I mean? So I do. Even on MORPH Market, people are messaging about an animal. I'm like, hey, by any chance you subscribe to my channel? It was like, no, all right, free shipping. Boom. Because I write shipping off at the end of the year anyway. You know what I mean? So I don't really trip about shipping because it's a fucking nice little write-off and it's time to do your taxes.
Yeah, but you know how hard it is. How hard is it to like hook somebody up who's been like supporting you this whole time?
It's
Like,
not though, man.
it's not like, and even like taking care of shipping or whatever, like giving them an extra snake. Like what I love if I have an opportunity to hook someone up. Like I think that's kind of what gives you good juju in this game. It really does.
Yeah, man. And loyalty goes both ways, man. Dude, like I have people who follow me on every live I'm on. It's the same, you know what I mean? Like if I say, hey, I'm gonna be on this, you look in the comment section, it's like, I know my boy, you know what I mean? So fucking you probably see some people in the comment section today that you probably don't even see a whole lot because people, you know what I mean? I just saw like 4 comments, hey man, this is my first time coming to the page, you know what I mean? I like your content and shit. Keep it coming, man. Hit that subscribe button on here. You guys better be liking this shit too. Cause fucking where the likes at right now, MJ?
Oh man, yeah, let's get the likes up real quick. Hold on, let's see. The likes are 62. That's respectable. Dude, lately motherfuckers been lagging on the likes, but right now they're okay. But I definitely think we could do better on the likes. We have 90 people tapped in, so can we get the likes up right now, please?
Yeah, now we're gonna put on some elevator music and shit and go on commercial break, and then you gotta listen to that till you hit that fucking button. I'm ready to start adding that to my podcast too, man. I'm like, hey, the lights ain't up. All right, watch this.
70 porn music on.
Yeah, I'm gonna post a video of Hanzo licking Prada's ass and shit. The dog's going, la.
Hey, so now kind of going back though, you know, because I think one of the hardest things people need to realize is building some sort of a client base before you kind of get to the point where you have a bunch of snakes. I think you did a good job about that, man. I think a lot of people are tapped into what you have going on, but how do people out there who are just now investing in high-end projects make sure that they have a client base ready to go for that? And I'll be right back. I can hear you talking. So go ahead real quick.
Get into the comment section on these videos, man, and interact with people and let people know what you got going on. And that's the best way to do it. So even if you're just pairing them right now and the animals don't exist yet. So whenever you're like, hey, I'm pairing this to this, the best I can make out of this project is this. People will screenshot that comment, take notes of it, go and follow you. And it might be some unique project that somebody else wants to get into, but for some reason don't have the animals to put together at this time. And you can develop your client base like that, man. Anytime I see a post like a Instagram or a Facebook post when one of the breeders with big followers posted, hey, what recessive projects are you working on right now? What double recessive projects are you doing now? And I would comment on those what I got going on and stuff I want to talk about. And actually that just happened recently, man. I think Justin, I think it was a Canova post on Facebook about what projects are you interested in right now as far as recessives. And I said Exanthic DG Monsoon, and I said Ultramel Sunset Puzzle. I've been getting messages all day about Ultramel Sunset Puzzle stuff and Exanthic DG Monsoon stuff. They're like, hey, if you hit this and hit that, put the money can you put one aside for me? I'll send you a deposit. You know what I mean? So just interacting about future projects with people on all these social media platforms, man. Like, take advantage of this shit, dude. It's free as fuck. It's free advertising.
Yeah.
Just be interactive, man. Stop with that ego shit. I know a lot of people that be like, you know, bro, man, I ain't trying to be no dick rider and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like being all on people's posts and this, that, and the third. I don't want to seem like I'm jocking him. I'm like, well, your ego is going to keep you fucking broke, bro.
Yeah, man. I think so many people are worried about their image right off the bat. I'm like, bro, you don't like. I'm sorry, but you're nobody that nobody gives a fuck about right now.
Exactly.
Like, right now. So why, like, be very open and like, hey, I'm new. Like, what's good? Like, can you work with me? Because I guarantee if you come with that kind of energy, bro, 9 out of 10 breeders will work with you and hook you up. Like, they'll figure it out. Like, dude, okay, shout out to Lily, man, our homegirl Lily. All right. I'll never forget what you hooked her up with. Like, like, you hooked her up with something. Remind me what it was. It was like a double head too.
A pair of POS double head sunset puzzles.
Right. You know what I mean?
So, you know, I knew the shed tests were coming. I knew what happened. I was like, you know what? Here, take this pair, get the bad boy shed tested, and let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So odds are she'll be good on both sides. Either they're just a pair of het puzzles or het sunsets, or you know what I mean. It's something she better work with. I doubt she gets normals. You know what I mean. The odds of that happening are crazy. But I mean, I took a chance. I potentially gave her a pair of $7,500 babies. You know what I'm saying? But hey, what if she might hit them for me? She got raise them up, hit some dope shit, you know. But she might look me out, you know. So. She's family, man. So I mean, I got no problem seeing people win like that and put stuff like that in good friends' hands at all.
Yeah, man. I think that's what it's all about, you know. And it was kind of what we were talking about earlier. To kind of like it kind of sets you up even longer in this game by doing that, because it's all gonna fulfill itself at some point, you know.
Yeah, dude. Like, and going back to like the ego thing, man. Like, you don't think fucking me walking up to another grown man going, "Hey, man, can we get a picture?" You know, I had to get away from that shit too. You know, like in the fight world, you know, like there's people I would geek out over. You know, like obviously like Rampage Jackson, he'd just walk by and I'd be like, "Oh man, yeah, I could have said," hey. You know what I mean? But you know, when you see some of your favorites, man, you got to put that shit aside. You know what I mean? Like Vanderlei Silva is one of my favorites of all time. And I got to spar with him a long time ago. Now he says to me, "Hey, my friend, what you doing?" And he's like hugging up and shit. "Hey, we're gonna take a picture. We don't have one in a long time. You just go. Hey, remember I'm gonna fuck you up with my feet." Like, "Hey man, shut up. Stop saying this in front of my girl, bro." Like you ain't gotta add that part in here. You know what I mean? So yeah. But once you do that, man, and you make people comfortable with you, like for some reason, I'm approachable, which I like. But there was a time where I wasn't like that. I would have like the resting fucking angry face all the time and shit too. You know what I mean? And I had to tell myself, "Hey man, you got to be more welcoming with people. Like this whole fucking stoic, mean Antoine, this is not really your personality. You're super outgoing. You need to fucking, you know, be more welcome to people, so that way people will interact with you." And that's something I had to learn like early on, and I fixed it, and it's fucking worked in fucking spades now.
And I will tell you, man, you know, like going back to just you having people who fuck with you, who really don't fuck with me, like you never let that get in the way of us, you know. And even though, you know, I had my own thing going and you're trying to build your own thing, like you always stay loyal to me, bro. And a lot of motherfuckers maybe just didn't understand or understood how close you and I actually were, like the connection that we had with Lawrence and all these other people who are like our family, you know what I mean? But like, bro, like it would have been unfortunate because I did have people just as close as you and I are that showed their true colors once all this shit started happening. But bro, you always stuck, like you always stood up for me. I always say that you could legit always say that you stood up for me, bro, and I appreciate that.
I mean, aside from if you did like some super heinous stuff that I'm maybe gonna mention, that's one thing too. But to me, I'm just like, you know what? This is something that he can get through as a grown man and as an adult. I've seen him get through worse shit. So, you know, he it's a lot of stuff that MJ could power through, boy. One thing, I don't know how you feel on the inside shit, but I know you're a fighter. The bullshit. I take the bullshit that comes your way, bro. I don't envy you one fucking bit, man. Like, dude, people be fighting in like random people's comments on like all kinds of social media. Then you'll come up and they'll be like, "Oh, this is way better podcast than that crap talk podcast." And I'm like, why my man catching strays and shit? Like, you know, you could big up somebody else without fucking tearing down somebody else too. You know, like. If
you know what's funny? Yeah, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, if your business model is telling me what the other person doesn't do, and I have no idea what you do, I don't fuck with you either.
Yeah,
you know.
And you know, say people, I don't know. At the end of the day, people just want to talk, you know, and I can't really force that. But
yeah,
the truth is undisputed. I know that much. And I got to tell you though, you know, I just love being a part of something that's continuing to grow. And I will say, Antoine, the funnest thing about what we do is seeing the new people come in, right? But are you seeing people come in differently, energy-wise, than 2020? Like what are we seeing differently with new keepers coming in 2024?
They got less money.
Damn, that is so true.
Holy shit, boy. They got a lot less money than fucking 2021 and 2020, boy. Let me tell you, fucking, because a couple years ago, it was like, yeah, man, I got $56,000 to spend. I'm like, man, you know what? I think a lot of these people that disappeared was doing these PPP scams. Now think about it, because they were like, ain't that much, you ain't getting no, like, you know, stimmy package that much. Just $1,200 don't stretch out like that, bro, or whatever the hell it was. So I think they were doing some PPP scamming, and then the life finally caught up with them, and the law finally grabbed their asses. I think that's what happened to a lot of them. As a matter of fact, I know that's what happened to a lot of them.
Like real shit. You're for real.
People was fucking lying on their fucking thing to get money that they thought they was gonna have to pay back. And then the government was like, nah, bro. Like, especially when the administration changed, you know what I mean? Like, in this a different regime, they're like, hey, bro, we got to collect on this money. And they, they invested in their business, but at the same time, people bought new cars and, you know what I mean, invested and bought stuff that depreciated in value. And were just getting anything, man. Like they were getting a lot of people were coming in with money and getting beat over the head how the way Miguel did when he started, you know. So they saw somebody with money, they saw somebody just willing to do this, and they was like, man, I got a sucker, hook, line, and fucking sinker, bro. And then got him with a bunch of BS, you know what I mean? Where like it was 85% fucking bullshit projects and 15% like long-term investment stuff. And a lot of times they wanted to see a return on investment faster and they didn't, you know. Sometimes it takes longer. Like I tell people all the time, I have females in here that took almost fucking 7 to 8 years to go, and by the time they had led their first clutch, the project I was involved in really wasn't worth nowhere near what it was at the time. So now you gotta, you know, pivot and change your plans for those animals. And that's just how it goes, man. Like animal breeding, people who've never bred animals before and they see people making money off them, they only see the tip of the iceberg. Like this Frenchie thing. I've seen so many people getting the Frenchies doing COVID, bro. But then they realized that nobody didn't tell them that their heads are too big to fucking come out the birth canal, so they all have to get fucking C-section, which will cost you anywhere between $800 and $3,000. You know, and now you gotta like put them in incubators and shit. Like when they come out, you gotta spend money on that. You know what I mean? You can't, some of them you can't directly breed them. You know, you got to do artificial insemination. So if you don't know how to do that, you can hurt the animal. And if you want to take it to a vet, you got to pay that. So it's a lot of money involved in these things, these hidden fees that people don't see right away until they're already invested their money into these projects. And then like, what the fuck? You know?
And I think the biggest thing that's going to fuck you over at some point, having 100+ reptiles, is the feeding bill. Like if you don't have your feeding down, you can only pay those pet shop prices or even that high top fucking breeding rodent prices for too long. You know what I mean? Like it gets too much after a while.
Yeah, even right now with my collection chopped down the way it is now, my first couple of months here, not having the resource I have now, my feed bill every week was $750.
Oh my god! Oh my god, bro!
Yeah. So,
oh my god, I think the most I ever got to was like 3 something.
And I'm not doing what I did in California.
Bro?
Huh?
$750?
$750. so I mean it's a lot better now, but I was just trying to get, you know, stuff back established and get stuff fed and, you know what I mean, getting them on this routine here and getting used to this new environment because dude, this humidity is crazy here too, man. So which I think is
you got no stuck sheds though, I'm assuming, huh?
Oh hell no. But and I use Cypress now too. I go straight Cypress where once I put it in and wet it down, it's usually good for like a whole shed cycle or whatever too. And I'll go back kind of, you know, lightly spot clean and shit like that. But I love it. There is some downsides to it too, but Cypress out here is doing me just fine. And I only paid fucking $2 a bag for a bag of Cypress.
What would be some downsides to Cypress that you could say?
Just the big the stuff I get, like the real bigger chunks in there, sometimes I have to like break down the pieces a little bit more too, you know what I mean? So to keep them from getting injured, I don't want them trying to like grab a rat and then like it get impaled by a piece of Cypress or something like that. So but I'll put the bigger pieces in there when it's time to shed, so that way they got something else to rub up against easier, and that usually does great for them. So but there's other companies here where I can buy a whole pallet of Cypress for $180. That'll last me for like a year.
Yeah, fuck. Imagine that.
And it's a lot. It's a 2.5 hour drive from here. So as soon as I can get a truck to load it up to, I'll be done. I can put it in the garage and I'll never need to buy Cypress again for a while. So
and Cypress is used by a lot of like heavy like OGs and shit like that. Like people use Cypress.
Ozzy uses Cypress.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, man. So we just chilling, man, and coasting along and doing our thing. But starting the end of the year, man, I'm gonna have a couple of snake rooms and not gonna be ball pythons in there either, bro.
Let's get to that. Tell me more about this multiple reptile room that you want to have sometime?
Well, it started where I just wanted to get some chondros for pets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm asking questions. I'm on Al Gore's internet, getting in these forums and put my face out there and seeing people bitch about other businesses and shit like that. And
Right.
somebody go, look at this guy on Morph Market. He's saying that this animal here is captive born and bred, but looking at this, I can tell that this animal is wild caught. Okay, so I can't tell that. So I comment, hey man, ball python breeder here. So that's
Dude.
the setup. Hey man, ball python breeder here. Could you explain what brought you to this conclusion? Question mark. This motherfucker was like, we don't want no ball python breeders dealing with us. You're just gonna stick them in drawers, and you need to get kicking sandboas. And like he went fucking off the rails. And then he didn't answer my question. He just was like, "Oh hell no, fuck you. You're just gonna take a green tree python and put it in the drawer, and I don't want that." And blah blah, and just kind of went off. And I was like, cowbunga it is. So now I'm gonna so now I did my research on this guy, realized that he's an absolute nobody who doesn't even support US ARC. So okay, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So after realizing that, so now I'm gonna breed green tree pythons and fucking I'm gonna get to the point where fucking he's probably gonna have to at least consider buying from me at one time. So now there you go.
Damn.
So,
Somebody sparked the fire for Antoine.
yep. So, but I'm gonna do it the right way. So, like I said, now I'm just asking a lot of questions. I call you about shit. You know what I mean? The Gary and fucking Bill gonna be getting. I'm maybe getting on their nerves, fucking hitting them up all the time. You know, I'm gonna
Bro,
be hitting up.
and I would say shout out to sponsor Gary Shavino, right? But if you just follow that man's content, like if you just watch how easy Gary just makes it seem like how to keep a chondro, and also follow the Tuesday nights, man, the number one chondro segment in the fucking game right now. All in the Tree Tuesdays. You have Bill Stiegel and Marshall Mendez straight dropping nothing but straightforward knowledge on how to keep chondros.
Right. It was cool. It was cool about that is though, like all those guys you name, I have a relationship with them.
Right.
So the advantage is not like I gotta start from scratch and figure out all these resources between you and all those guys too. So homeboy, I ain't gonna lie, he sparked that fire, and I'm vindictive as fuck. And now that I'm enjoying doing my research on them, and I'm enjoying these animals. I mean, dude, I'm about to be unstoppable.
Excited for you.
It's gonna be a time. It's gonna be a time where you were like, man, Antoine didn't mention the ball python in a long time, bro. He still got his snakes. You know, I mean, I'm always love my ball pythons, bro. But just the excitement of like,
we all gotta grow sometime. You know what I mean?
yeah, and just the excitement of learning something else. You know what I'm saying? Of learning a new species and really like being in depth with that too. Because dude, I can hatch ball python eggs in my sleep. You know.
It's what I'm saying. Like you got to challenge yourself somewhere. Like you know what I mean. Like there's got to be a point in place where you're like, okay, I need to like start thinking a little bit, because you could close your eyes and fucking Stevie Wonder this ball python shit. It's not hard. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So between that and I might start looking at some tree boas too, man. Thinking about that.
Come on, we're talking about emeralds, Amazon. What are we talking?
Probably with emeralds now. One of my mentors here that I started like talking back with, whatever like that. He doesn't want me to do chondros at all. He's like, nah, just go to emeralds, bro. Like,
who's this mentor? I gotta know.
And then what's funny about that? And then we were going back and forth about it. And then today he sent me a picture. He just got a fucking red and yellow Neos, and she was like, hey, I just got these. I'm like, hey, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, you convinced me to go back to them. I'm like, yeah, see? So fucking shout out to Chris Parsons, man. That's my boy out here. He's one of the ones that like got me into ball pythons in like 2008, 2009 and took me under his wing and shit.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
He goes back like that with you.
Yeah, I know him. Like, I was on ballpythons.net and I was like, hey, man, I'm in Eastern North Carolina. Is there anybody in the area that can, like, show me some stuff? And he messaged me, like, yeah, man, let me know what you need. Here's my number. Boom. And everybody else that was like, go back to Pit Bulls, Jamal. And he was the only one that was just like, fucking, hey, man, fucking, this is where I live. I'm 20 minutes from you. I'll come through and show you what you got. And, and he was honest. He was like, crap, keep, crap. So, but yeah, man, shout out to Chris, man. That's the homie. But yeah, so after all that, don't get any chondros bullshit. Not even 2 weeks ago, he sent me something today and was like, "Hey, man, I got a good deal on these, and you know what I mean? They're fucking U.S. captive born." I'm like, whatever, click, bitch.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm going to tell you how it's going to work out. And this is just MJ's prediction, right? Because right now, the biggest push that's been not only on this channel, but all over the hobby is chondros. Like chondros, people just can't get enough of. But emerald tree boas, mark my word, they're right behind the chondros. All right.
Mhm.
And I guarantee, I mean, this is just the way it rolls for the most part. People who get into chondros eventually, the real ones eventually graduate to emeralds. I'm telling you right now, it's just the way it works, bro. So,
I could have started with those boas I won at that auction one time at Pomona.
oh,
But
well, yeah, dude, the Salomon Island tree boas. You're like, I don't even know. You're like, I don't even know what the fuck to do with these. And I'm like, Antoine, what the hell did you do? Oh, that was hilarious, bro.
yeah, that was me being trashed and supporting U.S. Arc still at the same time, you know. So hey, man, you know.
I'll never forget the look at your face, you know, at the table, like looking around, like, so does anyone know how to keep these? And dude, that shit was hilarious, bro.
Yeah, so I ended up giving it to one of the homies who I keep these too. I was like, here, man, just take these and fucking because they will die over here, bro. But
Hey,
I'm excited about that. And then I don't know if you saw it though, I got an alligator snapping turtle, so I'm growing this bad boy up now. That's my boy Shogun. He already bit me twice, so
damn, where'd you get that at?
ordered him online from what's that, Loggerhead out of Missouri, the guy who has like the big land where he like just hatches them like on this property and shit too. So
That's sick.
yeah, but dude, he has the craziest business model. You buy the baby from him, and if it gets too big for you to keep, he fucking pays the shipping, helps you ship it back to him, and then sends you another baby one, and then he'll like probably just sell that one again.
It keeps funneling. He's like, give me one too big, send it back, and I'll send you a small one.
So, but this guy, and a lot of times too, you would get them and they haven't even had their first meal probably, so they're still like absorbing yolk or whatever too. So you just kind of set them, place them up in a little temporary setup for a couple of weeks till they get hungry, and I'll put some feeder guppies in there, some ghost shrimp, and right away just smashing them up. So
yeah, you need to send me some videos, bro. I gotta see that.
Yeah, he's super outgoing too, man. I take him out for walks and shit, and in the backyard. Yeah, he's the shit, man. So shout out to Shogun, the alligator snapper turtle. So
now I have to ask you, Antoine, you know, this year, right? I know you have a lot of things getting to the point where you're pairing, you're breeding, but if you had that one project that could really hit the fan this year and hit a visual, what would it be? Like, what would be the one thing you're looking to hit this year?
This year will be a lot. So there'll be some new DG Clown combos. So I'm working on some Stranger Asphalt DG Clown stuff.
Whoa.
Some more multi-gene Stranger Clown stuff. Going for Ultra Batman's again. I saw who was it, Reptiles for Centuries, I think, hit it earlier this year, man, and it looks so dope, you know what I mean? So I'm glad I'm into that project, you know what I mean? So that Sunset Puzzle stuff some more, and Axanthic DG Monsoon. So I could hit DG Monsoons this year. So
damn.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how DG like makes that monsoon project like lighten up a little bit, and then eventually I'll have Axanthic into it too. So this bright black and white monsoon pattern animal, man, that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, that's how I want to go with that. And then
what's one thing you won't put in monsoon?
Other pattern mutations, because monsoon just eats everything else up. So with monsoon, I'm going just like Ultramel, Monarch, Axanthic, Lavender albino, stuff like that. So I don't want to do anything where I gotta guess. I see so many monsoons, people go, oh, this is a blah blah blah, calico, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, you got it. I mean, I can only accept what you tell me because I don't see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can tell me this is a chocolate summer, all right, salute. I mean, what you to do? Monsoon is just so powerful, eats everything up, man. So I think the best way to go with that is just like your color mutations and shit like that. So hypo, so on and so forth.
How many times are you coming across people just mis-IDing things, bro? Like that's a lot, huh?
There's a Facebook page called Ball Python ID, and that's of all the Facebook groups, that's the most mis-ID'd shit on there too.
That's crazy, bro.
I'm like, hey man, and then okay, this is another thing too I want to talk about too for everybody that's watching this one, right? If you're not sure about what the fucking animal is that you want to buy, don't buy the animal first and then go online and go, hey, I bought this as this, but I think there's 50 other things in it. Can you guys help me out? Do that before you buy the fucking animal so your peers can tell you you're making a mistake. I hate that too. Like, that's so backwards to me, bro. I'm like, hey, did you buy it already? Yeah. Well, you stuck with the bitch now. What do you want me to do?
Not my problem.
Because that's a normal, sir.
Dude, that's so true.
I got this Mandarin for a good price. Do you guys see anything else in it? Bitch, I don't see Mandarin in it.
Bro, okay, listen, I'm not dropping any names, but goddamn, did I hear something crazy. Somebody who has a strong opinion, I feel like almost everything, on almost every topic, right, was accused of selling a pos het Mandarin. I couldn't believe it.
What the
bro? And I'm talking about, this is somebody who does lives. They're like very active in the community. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's crazy.
This is a concern, bro. Like there's people out there who don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I don't know, man. Hey man, in the words of Nipsey, man, everybody can't go.
Saying, bro, it just ain't for everybody.
Everybody can't go, man.
But don't you understand, like, the beauty about this? It eventually shows that people who are pretending to know what they're doing don't know what they're doing, and they eventually expose themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the big thing we should learn this year, 2024, is that everybody is fallible in this industry, and it's perfectly fine to double check what you're looking at with somebody. Do your research. You know what I mean? Ask questions, and everybody's mis-ID before,
It happens.
Everybody's mis-ID before, I mean, like, I bought an animal from Justin that he mis-ID'd, but he mis-ID'd on the other side because they had an extra gene in it that I was psyched about that saved me 3 years of breeding, but still, he mis-ID'd he mis-ID'd the animal, you know what I mean? So it was me picking between this animal and a different one that had the gene that he identified in there, and I went the other way, and it just so happened, surprise, I came out on top of that. So, hey, that's good. But even the other way around, though, I mean, I'm sure there's been situations where he thought it had some gene in it and it didn't. And it's going to happen to everybody. Like, when we stacking some of these genes on these animals, man, especially if it's stuff that's not shed test for, there's going to be mistakes, man. Sometimes it interact with another gene. It'll mask it. It'll hide it. It'll pretend like it'll make it look like something else. And that's fine as long as you're saying, hey, I believe it's this. This is what the parent was. I confirm that this is what the parents were. And at the best of my ability, this is what I think this is. And just go with that,
Yeah, but also that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't do this alone. Like, you gotta have solid. And this is another thing. It's not easy finding solid support because you do have motherfuckers who will purposely give you wrong information or be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. There is yellow belly in that. And damn well there's no yellow belly in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people almost set other people up just to watch them look stupid. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. Like, that's why you got to be careful, first and foremost, who you're trusting these questions with. Like, you got to find someone who really wants to watch you be successful, not watch you look stupid.
Yeah, I like having people around that. Yeah, okay, I'm not about to give Antoine the answer that he wants, and it might hurt his feelings a little bit, but it's better for him in the future. They'll tell you, I have people that call me and say, hey, man, your morph market picture sucks dick. Take that picture down and go take another one. You're better than that.
Yeah.
A lot. Yo, what's this? Oh, yeah, that's blah, blah, blah. It don't look like it. That picture's horrible. Like, put some fucking lights behind that damn thing and show how it really looks. I've seen it in person. All right, cool. And I'll be like, hey, I'll be in another group chat. Hey, what if I do this and this together? How would that come out? And heck of Wilma Rose, that's fucking stupid. And I'm like, okay. All right, Will, thank you for being honest. You
Hey, I
know,
didn't know people like this is a good thing, but I didn't know people could report bad pictures on Morph Market, or report anything. And I got my first picture reported because I was, not that I don't care, but I was trying to sell my super door for Tick, and I have one of the best pictures I ever have of her, me holding her outside, and I'm smoking a backwood blunt. So there's a blunt in my mouth, and apparently that's not welcoming to have a blunt in my mouth while I'm holding a snake outside. And I kind of argued it, and they said, all right, they just left it. But I didn't, dude, there's some crazy policing going on Morph Market. I'll tell you that much.
I'm gonna take one of them tank selfies where I'm taking the pictures through the tank, whatever, but like I'm naked and shit. And then see. Oh shit. Holy shit. Oh, I'm gonna see how fast that thing gets taken down.
Hey, speaking of taken down, has there been any projects that you've pivoted from over the last couple of years just because of whatever reason? Anything that you decided not to go with after having it?
I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff with just pastel in it because I think it's just time. There's a lot of other genes that you can make, your animals brighter with and yellower and stuff like that too. And I think there's a couple of projects still that it's okay with, but for the most part, and yellow belly too, man. To me, I feel like at this age with so many other better animals in the yellow belly complex that you could do well to just, gravel, asphalt, spark, all the shit like that, man. And it's just so many other substitutes that does a better job than just basic yellow belly by itself. So now I have 2 yellow bellies in my whole collection. I got an ancient yellow belly dreamsicle and like a big giant yellow belly head clown female just because she produces good clutches. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it.
Wow. So a lot of yellow belly is not going to be a part of the mix for you in the future is what you're saying.
No, everything, like I got asphalt all over the place, bro. And even if it's stuff I'm not going to shed test, if it gets hidden, I'd rather much make a super asphalt something by accident than the ivory something by accident. That's always my philosophy,
and I think I should, because during that there was like a whole craze, everyone saying or everything this, everything that. Yeah. And one of the things to me, only because I love asphalt and gravel, was like, oh, yellow belly everything. I'm like, how does that make every fucking sense? If you do yellow belly everything, you're gonna get white snakes. Like that doesn't make any sense. And also yellow belly would fuck up my goals of super asphalts and super gravel and pavements and everything.
Yep. Yeah, so now I'm trying to get to the point where if it's in that complex, it's no question that it's asphalt. You know what I mean? So but there's people who still like yellow belly to each their own, you know what I mean? So I'll have some stuff.
Yellow belly has its place just like anything
exactly
else. Like I mean, but like everyone has different goals, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like, do your thing, but like every morph has some sort of purpose in someone's collection, even pastels, man. Like pastels, I'm noticing pastel DG clown combos, and that you can't hate on that shit. Like you kind of almost need pastel and DG hypo in certain DG clown combos if you're gonna
like the pastel stuff I have left. I got a pastel triple head enhancer G-stripe clown female over here, and firefly spot nose krypton double head DG G-stripe. Yeah, that's what my pastel's in, that kind of stuff. So so hopefully in a lot of those situations I'm missing on the pastel with some of the stuff, and but those other situations it's all right, but I think it's just time for me to just start moving away from that. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, man. And just plugging away at the big genes, and I will get in the Monarch next year too when it's time. When I start getting some more rack space, I want to do some cool Monarch projects. Obviously, the super asphalt Monarch. Like you Monarch people will disappoint me because I haven't seen that yet. So yeah, I get on y'all shit.
I mean, because there's a lot of Monarch stuff that has not even been out yet.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, guys, let's be real. Like if we were to kind of even out the playing field on Monarch Ultramel stuff out there, you would first and foremost stop fucking comparing them, but more importantly see that like, dude, Monarch is no joke, bro. Like,
hey, and also too, if you're thinking about getting to the Monarch project, I would say gamble and get you some pos sets now too, because the test is coming.
Yeah.
So if you want to get into the Monarch project cheap, there's a lot of pos set Monarchs out there that people are offloading because they got 100% hets, and that's just sitting around, and they can afford to move and stuff like that too. So I mean, you might buy a bunch of them and you might only hit it on 1 or 2, but that 1 or 2 you hit on, you know, it even stuff out financially. So I think if you want to get into that project now and it's too much, go for it, man. Get those shit. Get the. I've had more 50% hats prove out than 66% hats over the years.
I'm just saying, man, like you could stick me in a room of full of
Mhm.
fucking Ultramel lovers who hate Monarch, and I'll still tell them to their face, fuck Ultramel, it's all about Monarch. To me personally, just me personally, because I have my reason. You ain't gonna tell me what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah.
I like that dark shit, bro, and that Monarch stuff is
Pause.
that's my stuff, bro. Pause, my bad. You're right.
You know I'm gonna go back and screenshot that, right?
Quit playing with me, bro. I'll edit this shit right now.
Hour 44 mark, bet.
But no, man. But seriously, it's just like why GHI was my like the vision I had with making combos, because of the dark contrast. Like everyone has something they like or what they do, and I just see so much to come with Monarch, bro, that we haven't seen yet. And
yeah, it's super untapped, man. And dude, I think the Super Asphalt Monarch will be one of the best snakes produced in the last like decade and a half, man. I just think that just the way Asphalt does like contrasting with pattern and stuff too.
I mean,
Like,
it's wild by itself. Look how wild
right.
Super Asphalt is by itself.
Yeah, and just with the right angles, man, and good lighting, man, that thing is gonna be ridiculous, man. It's gonna it'll be probably some of the most liked pictures and stuff on Instagram, man, when you do it the right way and got good photography behind it too. So man, like, so get on that. I know one of my homies, he wanted to hit Monarch freeways 2 seasons ago. I actually sold my yellow belly het Monarch to him, but that male he had just wasn't going, so he had to like make some other stuff with it. But I think he's gonna try again this year, so we'll at least kind of see what it may look like. You know what I mean, more or less.
I know this person's accusing me being at a P Diddy party. What's going on with you right now?
No Diddy.
Creative Reptile.
Shout out to Creative Reptiles, man. That's the way to.
Hey,
we don't say pause no more. We gotta say no Diddy.
No Diddy.
no more AOs and pause no more. It's no Diddy, man.
Hey, check out wrap up question, okay? Before I let you go tonight. Obviously, Antoine, you being a welcoming person, I feel like is like one of the many attributes you have, you know, being a reptile advocate and, you know, you being a part of the community. But, you know, for you to kind of talk to someone just coming into this and maybe has some money to spend, like, let's just say we're talking to someone with some 2020 pockets, right? But they're like, man, I hear all these people and like who to buy. Like I don't know who to buy from, you know, and obviously depending on the projects, it all matters. But how does somebody spend their money wisely in 2024? A new keeper. Like how does somebody avoid the pyramid scheme, getting fucking sucked out like Dracula? Like, pause. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, like, how does somebody avoid that? What would you tell a homie?
Invest in the future. Don't invest in the now. Like, what messed up people in that era is people saw a project and were trying to build up to duplicate that or produce what they saw instead of looking past it. You know what I mean? Like everybody was playing checkers back then instead of playing chess. You know what I mean? It's okay to be years into this and have never hit some of these simple genes before. You know, dude, I've never made a bumblebee in my whole life. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've never made a bumblebee because I'd rather have pinstripe. I made lemon blast stuff instead. You know what I mean? And people's like, "What you mean you never made a bumblebee?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, that wasn't the route that I went. Everybody had bumblebees. You know, how am I gonna compete with 10,000 fucking bumblebees?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I say, so when you see a project that you like, think about after that. Think about what other recessive, what other mutations to add to that doesn't exist yet, and don't be scared to go after those projects that we don't have yet, because that's the people who sets the market, the people who make them first. You know what I mean? In most cases. So once you establish that and see beyond the project that you like and want to mess with too and improve on it, those are the people that are gonna survive longer, because when you finally do hit that project, you're probably ahead of everybody else, if that makes sense, you guys. So you know, so I think do that. So learn about these animals, learn about these genetics, get good with that, have these genes rolling off your tongue easily, be able to talk about this stuff. You know what I mean? Like if I put you up here, anybody that's in the comments right now that's been breeding for more than 3 years should better go up at TED Talk right now and do a 25-minute talk about ball pythons. You know what I mean?
I agree.
There should be enough info in your head about these animals right now where you can go up there confidently and just fucking ramble, about the ball pythons as an animal and as an industry / hobby or whatever, So you should just be able to go. So if you can't do that, man, you got some work to do. I'm not saying you should be a breeder. You just, you have some work to do.
And
So
do you also think checking someone's background is important too when it comes to taking advice from somebody? Like, if you are going to listen to what projects to invest from somebody, shouldn't you pay attention to who you're listening to? Like, don't you think that's
exactly. And that's with everything too, man. You got people online. There was guys going, "Oh, the ASF is the far superior animal over rats," and they're like 3 months into feeding ASFs. Like, how do you fucking know?
Right.
Right. Like that's why I hit caveats with, okay, this is what's working for me. Like a lot of people, too many people here speaking absolutes. This is how it should be done. This is the better thing for over here, and this is how this goes. No, like do what's better for you. This works for me. Try it. You know what I mean? Let me know how it works out. But just with living things, like it's really, really hard to me to think in like the absolute talk. Like this is the end all be all. There's always gonna be some gray area.
Right. Yeah. I totally agree, bro. Also I think too, man, just people need to slow their roll too, right? Would you say?
Yes. Yeah, I just think fucking, just looking, doing your research, dude. Especially when it's time to spend money, man. Like, look at these spending your dollars with. Dude, go to MORPH Market and look at their ratings. That's why. Yeah, I was bragging yesterday. I posted my rate. I'm 100% on everything. I got all 5 stars. I have no disputes, which is cool too because maybe should I have had a dispute or two, for my history of MORPH Market? Yeah, but they didn't have to talk about it because it got resolved. Like I've sold people animals that they weren't happy with, right? But they got the animal and said, "Hey, I'm not happy with this animal. It has like some little mark on it or something like that." And I went, "Okay, look, here's my list of I have available right now. Think about what you want. I'll swap it out for you." I sent them back the animal they wanted from the list. We made it even. Boom, call it a day, and they were happy. I've had people that got stuff from me that was like, "Hey, this animal's acting weird. I think it's dying, but I know they fucked up the animal and sprayed it with prevenamite, because I know what that looks like." And I'm just like, "Look, man, all right, let me know how it looks in the morning. If not, I'll send you something else." And they've done that too. You know what I mean? So sometimes, I mean, I'm not going to do that for a $10,000 snake because at that point, you should know what the hell you're doing. You're not spending that kind of money to be spraying it down with some bullshit and killing the animal. But when it's a little couple $100 animal like that, to me, I feel like there's a lot more wiggle room to kind of make the customer happy, and it may be somebody just now getting started with their situation, so you don't leave a bad taste in their mouth. No diddy.
Yep. 100% facts, man. Fuck, man. Well, listen, this was a great episode, Antoine. Having you back on, just kind of doing this one-on-one was definitely overdue. But I'm happy everything's going your way as far as the move and just where you're headed. I can't wait to get that multiple facility. I'm gonna fly out once you get those multiple rooms going, bro. I'm flying out.
Hell yeah, man. I have plenty of rooms in the crib for people to crash in and stuff too, man. And it's gonna be a good time, man. I show you the beach out here, and it's crazy, man. And take you out to the forest so you can see some bears, shit, and you get to play with the Asian otters and shit too. I'm getting some otters too, so I already got them. So you get to, so I get to. So fucking, and I might end up naming them like Tia and Tamara after the alpaca homies.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Shout out to my girls, man. I miss them, man.
Yeah, I miss them, man. I hope they're living the life out there if they're still alive.
Heck yeah, man.
Hey, listen, real quick. Who's out there that you feel like someone should go give the time of day to? Like anyone out there that's maybe up and coming, or any new ball python breeder out there that you're really rocking with that you want to give a shout out to, or just either a home, or it could even be a homie of yours that's been around for a while.
It's so many out there, man. Like, dude, Secret Ball Pythons was on the show last week, man. He's a styling assassin. Everybody knows Jacob from Silver Serpents, Andrew from Redwood, Troy. Troy is a show demon, bro. He's promoting his own stuff right now, man. He got a show in Denver coming up at the end of the month, man. Go check that out. And I'll be posting a whole lot on that. And just those grinders out there, man. You know, Bob Vu, Josh Lumberg. But dude, Portuguese pythons to me is probably been my favorite breeder to watch for the past couple of years, man. And watching them develop from just somebody that I did a t-shirt exchange with to now is being in California, coming all the way to like Texas and vending and shit too, man. Just putting those road miles in, man, and it's out there killing it. So shout out to Danny and Renee.
Yeah, I mean, they don't watch the show no more, unfortunately. But hopefully that'll change after you giving them props. So we'll see.
Ah, man, they'll come back around, man, for whatever reason. But you know.
Good. All right, listen, I appreciate you so much, Antoine. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep inspiring, because I think you sharing your experiences and you just kind of taking care of people is what this is all about. And
you doing Trap Fest? You doing Trap Fest this year?
100%. Yeah, I forgot to ask you. What's good? You come to Trap Fest this year? June.
What show is that?
So
when?
the Pomona Reptile LA, the big fucking show that Rami's doing in June. So the LA Pet Fair, right? So it's gonna be that Thursday of that week of the show.
All right, I'm in. I get my ticket in the next week or so just to get it out the way.
Hey, you know the couch is yours. I think 3 years running you've been taking over.
Every time I'm there, I wake up with somebody's toe in my mouth. So yeah.
Oh, Brandon Wheeler. Oh yeah, Brandon Wheeler already called a spot too on the couch. So it's gonna be you guys for sure.
Hey man, shout out to Brandon, man. I missed that fucker too, bro.
I can't wait.
But,
man.
hey man,
A lot of heavy hitters coming this year to Trap Fest.
But man, I appreciate what you're doing, man. And hey, look, guys, I didn't even realize that I had a page on IMDb, because every podcast I've been on with you is an episode on IMDb. So I got like movie credits and shit. Did you know that?
No, I had no clue.
Yeah, for some reason, like your podcast, however you have it registered or whatever platforms you put it on, it comes up under IMDb. So go to IMDb and check it out. And like everyone's been on the show has been credited on there as a fucking like television show credit, because this is a television show essentially, you know. So
in a sense, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so yeah, we got TV credits. So we up.
All right, my man. Well, listen. Enjoy the rest of your night, and you guys will see Antoine again soon. And all the Patreon members, you'll be seeing Antoine at Trap Fest this year, so be ready. It's gonna be a big year. But hey, do me a favor, give it up for my boy, High Desert Pythons. It's a wrap, Antoine Hood, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, appreciate you guys, man. Salute.
Hey, have a good night, bro. Thank you so much. Take care,
man. All right, peace.
Great episode, my man Antoine just killed that. All right, stuck that like a stuck pig, and it was a banger. So make sure you hit the like button for Antoine Hood if you enjoyed tonight's episode. It was good to catch up with my boy. And shout out to anyone out there. If you tapped in for the first time, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, select all. You'll be reminded of all the podcasts that are dropped here 6 days a week. All right. Coolest reptile network in the world. And that's a fact. Tomorrow is, thank God, it's Colubrids with Joe DeStefano and Alvaro. All right. Something you don't want to miss. And of course, all monitor talk going down Saturday morning. Thank you so much again from the bottom of my heart, man. Go give me a follow on Instagram, Trap Talk God 619. All right, go see what I have going on. And of course, go give Antoine Hood a follow. High Desert Pythons. All right. And of course, don't forget to join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Come help the Patreon members grow. 200 plus amazing keepers are part of the family. So come join the movement. First link in the description below. Get connected to the Discord, the Instagram group chat. Patreon members, you guys, my heart. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Really, please do me a favor. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your loved ones. Catch your